crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G and Technique Tuesday. We have fantastic techniques for you today. We are going to use a stencil set that you will love. So let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you these stencils. Now the stencils that we're going to use today are called Loveliest layers. Oh my goodness. They are so beautiful. You have this background, but then you also have some flowers and leaves that you can use to create the prettiest flowered cards you're going to love. Now, I'm going to show you one, but we'll have another one to show you. Look at that card. Isn't that beautiful? And it's so incredibly easy. Now stay with us to the end because I'm going to tell you a tip about this sentiment right here. This video is full of tips and techniques. Now, I will list this stencil set below this video because for a $10.50 investment, you can get this. And this is definitely a keeper stencil set. So let's go ahead and bring in our base card. Now, the first thing you'll need to do is cut you a base card. And this is a side fold base card. Remember, all our measurements will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com. Now, we also need a couple mats. Look at this beautiful paper we selected. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the colors of this paper. You're also going to cut a mat for the outside of your paper and then one for the inside as well. But let's go ahead and work with this mat right here. Now, I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to actually cut this diagonally after I stencil it. That's going to create a whole new card design. So let's go ahead and grab some paper and let's look at the colors that we are going to use for our beautiful flowers. Now, we have selected Bermuda Bay and Coastal Cabana. But before we do that, we thought we would try a little technique that I think might be very pretty. I'm going to put a very light coloring of pale papaya on this before we put down our flowers. And let's see how that will look. So go ahead and bring in your blending brush and just tap, tap, tap until you get the desired color. Now remember, we want this to be very light because we want our flowers to be the one that really sets off this card. So let's just go ahead. Now, you do have to hold this, or you can put some repositional tape on it if you want. But remember, I just want this very light colored, so I'm not too worried about getting it very dark. Okay. And look at that. So pretty. Now we're going to go ahead and shut that, and I'm going to bring in the stencils for our flowers. So we have our two stencils. The base of the flower is going to be lighter, and then we're going to come in with the definition. So let's go ahead and bring in our Coastal Cabana. And I like to use my scrubber to clean these brushes in between our colorings. So just scrub that really well. And now I'm going to put a little bit of color right there. Let's go ahead and get that with my Coastal Cabana. Now, remember, you need to hold it. And I'm going to go over the edges just a little darker than the inside of it. Now I'm going to lift this up and look at that. And I'm going to put a little bit of flour right down here. Just like this. Now I'm going to bring in the Bermuda Bay to give the definition to the flower. I'm going to scrub this brush first because I'm going to use the same brush. And this stencil lines up perfectly. So let's go ahead and just get this really dark. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now let's line up the bottom one. Oh my goodness, so pretty. We love these stencils. Now we're going to bring in our leaves. And for our leaves, we are using Parakeet Party and Garden Green. And we're going to start with the Parakeet Party first. And that is the background or the base of the leaf. So let's just get those lined up. Okay, and let's put a few leaves right here at the top. This is such an easy card to make, but because of these beautiful stencils, it makes such a statement. Okay, we're going to close that one, and now we're going to bring in the definition of the leaves. Look at that. Wow. Makes those leaves really pop. You just line it right up on the base. Now, another technique that we're going to do today is we are going to split this diagonally to fit on the card. And I like to bring in just a ruler and decide exactly where you want to split it. Now, one thing you will need to make sure is that your sentiment fits exactly where you want it. So let's say we were going to split it like that. Now I'm going to bring in my sentiment and make sure that it fits. And we can see that it fits perfectly right in the center. So let's go ahead and just take our pencil and very lightly draw a line. And that tells us exactly where to cut it. And you don't have to guess how wide you want it. So let's go ahead and put this line right here in the canal. Line up the other end as well. And then we're going to slice. Now this is the front, so let's just put it right here. That's the top. And we're going to line up this point again, line them both up in the canals, and slice. So we have our area cut. Now let's bring in our card. And we're going to put our DSP down. Now, of course, we can't have this design, right? So we need to have a piece of paper cut the exact distance that we need so that we can stamp our message, right? So we're going to put it right here. And to give this more stability, we're just going to cut the exact size that we need, and we will add this right to the top of it. just like this. Let's go ahead and draw a line so that we know exactly where to put our sentiment. And you can glue this down and then go ahead and stamp. But what if it doesn't really hit this mat right here? So that's why I like to do this. I like to go ahead and draw my line, stamp it, and then I can erase those lines. And we are going to slant this right here. Look at that. Just beautiful. Now go ahead and bring in your eraser and erase those lines. And now we can add our beautiful background to this mat. And we're going to add this up on some dimensionals, just to give it that added height. It looks so pretty. Okay, we're going to add this right to the front. We're going to bring in some beautiful gems. Just to give it some sparkle. And now we're going to add the inside of our card. Now I want to go ahead and keep the theme, so I'm going to add this DSP, and then I'm going to add our mat on top of it. Okay, now look at that card. Isn't it beautiful? Don't you love this DSP? Now, remember I told you I have some extra tips on sentiments. So let me bring in those other cards. This is the one I showed you earlier. Now, I want to show you a little tip about getting this cut out just the way you want it. You know, so often we want to use a sentiment, but we have to cut around it because we can't find a label that we want. How do you do that? Let me show you this trick. Take a piece of paper, go ahead and place your sentiment on the paper, take a pencil, and trace around your sentiment. Now, when you go to stamp your sentiment, you can line it up right here, stamp it, cut it out, and you have the exact shape that you need to make it look perfect. Look at that. But wait, there's more. I have another tip for you. Here is one more card that we want to show you. Look at this card. Love these colors. But look at this label that we used. Now, that's a very strange label. Have you ever thought about taking a stamp set that has dies in it and using one of the dies that cuts out the flowers as your label? Oh my goodness, we did this and it was just perfect. Now let me show you another tip to doing that though. Go ahead and take a piece of paper, cut out using this die that is actually for flowers, and now you can go around and you can say, does that sentiment fit? What about that one? That one fits perfectly, but maybe it's not large enough. So let's bring in another stamp set. What about this one? Oh, that sentiment fits. So you're actually using this as a template to see which sentiment fits in this cutout. What do you think about those tips and techniques? And let us know. which is your favorite card. So take a moment, leave a comment. Your comments mean so much to us. Well, we hope you love this Technique Tuesday as much as we did. Remember, to purchase this stencil set, it's going to be below the video. And this is a $10.50 investment that you will love. Well, remember, take a moment, give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and we will see you in our next video. Go out, make it a fantastic day. Bye-bye.